been seen, but it is right now just a case of time and sort of making sure everyone's going to get played today. And if we can get those tiebreakers done at some point, we can get them done at some point. As we do have to the top left-hand side, our red Zerg player. This is Rogue. Here in game number 1 of this best of 5, he's against the blue Terran in the bottom right, aLive. Now, he saw Rogue just yesterday, actually, in his group, and it was a bit shaky. He only just managed to take down Creator in one of the games to be able to actually advance through here. So, yeah, really, really awesome to see him advancing through. I mean, I always love getting to cast Rogue. He's a great player, right? So, it was great to see him advancing through alongside Sue and Hero. We'll be seeing Sue against MC in a couple series times, and we won't be seeing Hero until tomorrow. aLive came out of Group A with a couple of good wins. He had a tie-up against Solar, and he did have one loss as well. I think he lost out to... Who did he lose out to? To Sortov, of course. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird group, that one. But he did come out in second place. And I feel like, you know, getting Rogue as your opponent when you come out of the group in second place is a bit like, oh, you know, it's not quite the slightly easier road that you hope for, but alas, here we are. So, again, first game of the day in the Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament. What's up, Kettle is God, coming in with the Twitch Prime sub for the 6 months in a row. Can we get some love in the chat for that 6-month resub? Appreciate that. How's up everyone else in the chat? Lametta Man saying hello. What's up, Fianton? How you doing? And, yeah, kicking this off and getting this started as we see this Overlord heading down to the bottom right-hand side, having a little bit of a scout to see what is just going on here in these early stages. So an Overlord heading down to the bottom right-hand side at the moment, and those things are really loud. What are these searching towers? I don't know what they are. They're really loud. Some of these ambient noises on the maps are just a little bit off. I mean, that's what we kind of, you know, figure out as time goes by, and if these maps ever do make it to ladder, those are the sort of things that get fixed pretty quickly or changed up a little bit, because that was really loud. I don't know why this thing is so loud, but it really is, isn't it? Alright, well, we are going to be seeing the Reaper is coming up around the top, throws down a grenade, as we are going to be having just a little bit of damage being done here at the moment. So a little bit of a dance around with the Zerglings. Ling speed about to be, well, it is on the way up right now. So Ling speed coming in at the moment. As that Reaper hides up in the top right-hand corner and is just going to continue running around here. So Reaper running around. We do see a few of those drones getting blasted away. You'll see that Reaper getting picked off now. And again, the Queen coming down towards the natural. So a few Lings gathering up at the front. Queen throwing down a creep to him, and a second Queen just coming in to inject. And yeah, everything pretty standard. aLive going into a 2-1-1 even is a little bit funky, and something you don't see all of the time now, so intrigued to see how this works out here on Breakout. Obviously these inhibitor zones on Breakout are pretty, not doing too much. They're just kind of chilling out. And they kind of cover this middle pathway, which is very narrow anyways. So yeah, very narrow pathway up here through the center of the map, as this Zergling is going to be running around the right-hand side. So Ling just hanging out over on the right. A couple of depots dropping down. And we do see that Beta Nest lair continue to come through here at the moment. So continue to set up into this. Again, that Beta Nest just sitting at the front. As we do see the single Zerg of Rogue approaching through to the natural expansion as some Marines coming forwards. Going to be able to push that Zerg away. So Ling getting pushed back. I mean, you see the few Marines, you haven't seen the Hellions, so I think Rogue at this point already has a good idea of what's going on. I am surprised at all of these Overlords that are kind of positioned very far forwards. They're very easily picked off by biodrops, right? By a few Marines and medevacs, as the starport is up. But interestingly enough, isn't going to go into anything here. Just goes into tech lab on the factory. And already building a siege tank, a third rack so quickly. I mean, he has the first 2 medevacs, but everything else is just sort of, you know, no continuation on from this. He's just like, okay, I'll attack these 2 medevacs and see how we can go from there. But loading a few Marines on this watchtower already. The Zergling's running back in, gets picked off pretty quickly. So this is going to get picked off. As you see, a few more Marines continue to stem forwards as well. Overlord will go down. And again, these Marines also continue to press forwards here. Another scan. A little bit more creep spread getting picked off too. So a little bit more creep dropping. Overlord gets killed off as well. I'm just going to be seeing those Lings, Queens, and Banes going back over towards the right-hand side of this as well. So already units in position. I mean, again though, killing some Overlords, it's exactly what I mentioned, right? Like, why are there so many Overlords so far forwards? It doesn't make any sense at all. There's 18 Lings continuing up, 7 Banes being morphed in, with the Bane speed about halfway done. Just continue to make sure that there is enough here to defend against these Marines of aLive, as we see them backing away just a little bit. +1 attack coming in on the Engineering Bay and Combat Shields too. And aLive, I think most importantly to note, hasn't got a third CC, right? Like, this is completely committed to 2 bases, it would feel like, with this tank push coming in. He's going to throw the third CC down now, although we'll have to send a couple of Marines over to stop that from being delayed by the single Zergling, which is already here. So SCV will fall. Hydra's stand about halfway done at the moment. The 2 tanks boosting forwards, looking again to position ASAP. He could knock down this cooling tower, and then that would block off this area, and then maybe make this a very powerful position to attack into. He's not going to go for it. I mean, cooling towers don't even have that much HP either. He can maybe target it down during the fight if he feels things again a little crazy here. He's dropping back down into just a couple of Banes. Swap Crawler came forwards, and we are going to see that broken its way through Medevac. From the high ground lifting up, and the thing is, the tanks on the low ground are able to apply so much pressure here. So aLive getting a lot done as we see just a few Marines defending the third. That's going to be dealt with by the counter-attack of Zerglings, which is great. The cancel of third base here as Rogue is definitely something, but is it enough? Because at the moment, these Marines are going crazy. We're about to be at the point where the third player runs out of Banelings. With no Banelings left over, what do you do? That's the last Baneling that was morphing in right there, and I think aLive just absolutely rolls his way through this. Another Queen going down, a few more drones being picked away at as well. I mean, obviously just the Zerglings running in a few at a time aren't going to do much. Rogue will type out GG as aLive finds a hell of a position. aLive picking up game number 1. So again, best of 5s all day today, as aLive already going up by 1 here in the first series. We have got, to the top right, the Blue Terran, aLive. To the bottom left, our red Zerg player from Generic Green Wings, we have got Rogue. Overlord pops up, and Rogue going to start heading forwards here. Are there light thingies inside the slow zone sight blockers on the last map? I don't think so. No, I don't think they are. I don't know though. If I'm going to be honest with you, not 100% sure as we do see this Overlord heading to the upper right. Well, poor Bandwidth is going to get a proxy 3 racks treatment. Bandwidth, why? This, honestly, I like this map as well, and I just feel like people keep proxying and doing mean things on it. Give Bandwidth a chance. So it's going to be proxy racks for the second game here as aLive. Setting these up at the moment over on the far left. Overlord heading in towards the upper right. We see the extractor and the pool coming down after this hatchery, which is already on its way up. Obviously, Rogue doesn't know about this yet. He will know about it soon. This Overlord out the front is positioned to watch for SCV/Marines coming forwards. aLive will wait until he has at least 1 Marine to press forwards to start up the bunkering. So first Marine going to pop in a moment. He actually leaves this Overlord here, so you will not see the lack of a command center. He will not continue forwards, which actually means that aLive might wait a bit longer. And okay, he's going forwards right now. So this will be seen by this Overlord. It is available, able to get to high ground if needed. So he's going to be able to move this over here. And well, now we see instantly a Roach Rowan. Okay, so Rogue going to play the Roaches against this. Now the Roach Rowan against the proxy 3 racks, it definitely works. The issue a lot of the time with the Roach Rowan, if you go 2 racks, is the Terran player transitions, and with a Roach Rowan you generally lose the low ground because the Roaches just take that long to come up. So yeah, that usually is one of the little issues here. You see those couple of Zerglings getting picked off here. Marines doing some good damage, and those Lings falling down. Other Marines pressing forwards, and again those drones actually just pulling towards the minerals here for a moment or so. Some more Zerglings continue to take just a little bit of damage. Now we're going to see Marines continue to kite away at the moment. Oh, the drones get a good surround, though. Catches a Marine. Going to try and catch another. Flings a few of them onto the bunker, but the bunker's actually going to fall right here. What a good defense by Rogue. The Marines just going all the way up there. Don't know why they were so committed. And, well, now I don't think aLive has really done anywhere near enough damage. Definitely not looking pretty for him here in this game number 2. So that was just a huge overcommitment, I think, here by aLive. And Rogue really capitalizing on that and putting himself into a bit of a better spot now to play out the next few stages of this game. Alright, so Single Link comes forwards. ZvT's been pulled as aLive, realizing he doesn't have much of an option here other than to go for a bit of a, well, all-in attempt. But Rogue is continuing to make lings and roaches, and I think he realizes what's happening. Now, he doesn't have a spine crawler or anything to help him buy any time, but he will be able to pull his drones forwards into this, and they will sacrifice themselves just a little bit here and there, buy some time. I mean, a couple of extra shots to keep roaches and so on alive is huge. Obviously, all the SCVs are going down, and as Rogue starts to clean up, this looks very good for him because he has an extra roach popping out. The Marines will get rid of, like, another queen here, the road. But then there's just no follow-up, right? Because you lost so many SCVs, you just cannot continue producing. And so, as a few more units pop out from Rogue, aLive will just not have enough to survive this. And he knows it. That's going to be GG. And Rogue takes game number 2, ties this up 1-1. Rogue, game number 3. To the top right-hand, bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg player from Jin. This is Rogue. And to the top left, our blue Terran, we have got aLive. So, Rogue versus aLive here. So we get this ready to roll in game number 3. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. We're here on Disco Bloodbath. This awesome map with the dance floor in the middle. So dance floor set up in the center here. We've got the dancing hologram, which is also featured on Blackpink. And again, I think this one's definitely winning the hearts of many in terms of the aesthetic. As we do see some other Game Overlords hatch gas pool getting set to go. What's up, Dr. Cassius says he's doing good. How about me? Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. It is Saturday, which means it's, hey, you know, right slap bang in the middle. Best day of the week, right? We got some awesome StarCraft for you. We'll be live for the next few hours. We will overlap with WCS a bit, so you can literally go from one stream to the other, and you can watch us both, because I would like you guys to still stay tuned in. As we do see this Overlord coming up from the bottom side, again, just heading up to scout. And a command center actually being built on, you know, in the game at all is obviously kind of impressive, because obviously last time we just had that proxy racks. Is this best of 3 or best of 5? It's best of 5. As we do see the CC on the way up. Reaper from aLive here, hopping down, heading across to the bottom right-hand side. So, Reaper heading down to the bottom right, and is going to see what's going on here very shortly. So, going to be arriving, applying a little bit of pressure, as we do see a few of these Zerglings are currently nibbling away against these unbuildable plates. So yeah, a little bit of aggro here as the Ling is jumping up into the main. The Reaper will be pulling back a little bit, and the starport getting set to go here in the main. Factory going to drop down onto the reactor, so already just seen the first few Hellions on the way out, and obviously aLive changed up his style from what we saw in that first game, which was that very aggressive 2-1-1 build order. And as you just see, the link speed is being started up as well in the spawning pool, so getting that going. And the Reaper just backing away as those couple of queens taking control of the ramp, with the third hatch on the way up already as well. Rogue looking good to hold the free bases. The two Hellions actually staying at home for the moment, so being very cautious about a potential counterattack or so, but the Ling speed's very late, so there's actually no threat to even the Reaper here initially. So the Hellions can probably come across, join up with that Reaper, and see what happens then. Although the starport being built too, we might indeed see an armory with that too then, and go for a little bit of a Hellbat attack here on the Disco Bloodbath. So armory allows for the Hellbats to be made. The medevac, we'll see if it's going to be... I think the medevac will just take Marines across the map rather than taking a few Hellions and then dropping them in the main, let them morph into Hellbats as other Hellbats hit the front. It's a little bit of a different build. With that one, you probably wouldn't be building these Marines, I think, a lot of the time. You kind of just skip those and go into a couple of extra little bits and pieces as we see the 3 Marines getting lifted. And across the map they go. This is the 420 build, where you obviously drop down and you basically hit the 4-minute 20-second marker. And everyone's like, whoa, that's so dank, #Blazer. And so it actually gets the name the 420 build. As you can see, the Reaper's here, but as the rest of the units arrive, it's pretty much at 420. The Marines are going to unload, the Hellbats are going to morph in. And, well, the first little bit of pressure towards the front here can begin. Now, Rogue building a spine up on the natural, but that is all the way up on that high ground. So if aLive wants to go to the left side, that won't really come into play. It might not come into play anyways, because it's looking as though it might be a little bit late. There's the Hellbats can wander up right there. Queens get blasted back by the Reaper grenade. We are going to be seeing those Zerglings trying to find a way to wrap around. They will do it from the backside as well. Good target fire in the medevac too allows for that to be killed off. So good damage done throughout here. We're going to be seeing those Queens continuing to chase those Hellbats away out to the top side. So Hellbats chased away out through the top. I mean, keeping some of the units alive is quite nice, because that doesn't always happen either. Rogue will get his Overlord back up to the high ground position here, so that Marine cannot see it and kill it off. As aLive throws down a 3rd CC and continues into bio play for his continuation here. A couple of extra racks coming into the main, Stimpack starting up, and the engineering bays are dropping down on the front as well. So just getting that wall off completed. You see the Viking able to get the Overlord kill as well, and obviously knows there's these Overlords out there as well. Rogue already pulling them back. I mean, I really feel like these Overlords do serve a purpose early, right? Like, they're out in front, they're like, okay, I'm watching for where the Hellions are coming from. But once there's a Viking out, you need to get pulled them back. And he just probably wasn't expecting an off-meta 2-1-1 in the last game, hence why he ended up losing so many of those, which I think had an impact to how he wasn't really able to deal with the follow-up 2-1-1 push very easily. That was obviously back in map number 1. Last map we saw that proxy 3 racks, where we didn't really see that many Overlords being made at all, of course. As we do have, well, command center over here is finished up, going to build up an SCV. 1-1 upgrades on the way out from aLive, as well as those refineries are finishing up on the natural expansion. And the 4th base from Rogue setting up down on the bottom side of the map. So that 4th coming up, here's the Roadrunner and dropping into the 3rd base. We're going to be seeing the Spire dropping in as well. Just seeing a little bit of an idea as to how Rogue wants to play this best of 5 out, what sort of styles he wants to use, etc. Hellions getting a few of the Crypt Tumors at the front here now. Just going to see those continuing to pull back. Roadrunner finishing. Again, +1 missiles, +1 carapace, both on the way up here. As you see, +1 attack and armor still on the way on these engineering bays. So those are still coming through. As we do have the Orbital Command going to drop down to the low ground. The Hellions still pressing forwards as well. You're going to see those able to pick off a Crypt Tumor just at the front. So one of those Crypt Tumors getting picked off. Again, there's that Spire going to be completing in just a few moments. As the Roach speed starts up, the +1 missiles and carapace just coming up here. Extra Roaches on the way out. As a single Zergling running in from the right-hand side gets picked off as well. And we are going to be seeing those Marines and tanks from aLive continuing out into the center. Spire completes and the first Mutalisks are on their way up, so getting set up here at the moment and seeing what's going to come of this. Is it is going to be a big push from aLive at the same time though. So aLive hitting these cool timings. I love this low ground base for the Terran players, by the way. It just feels so awesome to like wall off and just be like, cool, I've got my own little pocket of bases. Those tanks are already positioned pretty well as Rogue. Needs to find a way to deal with this. Doesn't have Roach speed yet, doesn't have Roach upgrades. And he's also getting the Mutas out at a time, which is like they just haven't been able to do anything. Now they can loop around and maybe get rid of a couple of these siege tanks. Looks like they're going to fly across the map. The Lings are running across the map too. I mean, if you get rid of the Marines, the Mutas fly in before missile turrets are done. There is a lot of potential for damage here, but those Marines are getting healed. They have stamina. There's just not enough because those Lings don't have upgrades, right? They just fly in and the SCVs will take a little bit of damage, but the missile turret is able to finish up. Missile turret in the main as well. He will just sit here and harass. aLive turns around, having killed the 4th base, seems to be content with the damage he's dealt so far. Loses just to find me. Oh, lone medevac goes straight into the main base as well. And now we're going to find the reactors. These Mutas start to actually get some good damage dealt. Doesn't quite get the reactor in the end as he flies out via this army. Oh, Marines on 2 sides, so actually Mutas getting sandwiched in. And that really, really hurts. Just continue to fly back down to the bottom. We're going to see the siege tank picked off there at the front as well. Mutas flying back over the dance floor. And we do see the Marines, the tank, the Hellbats all continue to set up in the center. Zerglin gets picked off. Mutas still just dancing around a little bit. Viking going down here on the right hand side as well, as these Marines will continue to spin around the map at the moment. aLive going to come in on the left side of this, and you see Roach and Ravagers starting to press forwards. Already those Marines taking quite a bit of damage. You see the depots are going to raise. The depots raise up again. A few more Ravagers on the way in. Corrosive Files continue to drop. I mean, Rogue really making a larger push out of this now that he's got his 1-1 upgrades. Using those Mutas to try and distract. That 4 there, a little bit of a helping hand. There's only 1 siege tank left behind this Warlock, and the Corrosive Files come down. The Medevac's getting hit by a 2. And all of a sudden, aLive just has nothing left to deal with this Roach force. I mean, there's a few Marines left over. There's so much Roach Ravagers still pressing forwards. And this 3rd base is absolutely in a lot of trouble. Corrosive Files dropping onto the Widow Mine there, which grows pretty quickly with drilling claws. Doesn't matter so much though if it's if it's going to get Corrosive Files down. Doesn't get to go off on anything. Neither of them do. So many Ravagers means there's files available to get rid of this tank as well, though. Nice lift up. Keeps that tank alive, as you're going to see the Mutas feeling like they have the numbers though to dive on top of this 4. Now Biles hit the tank with the sieges. I mean, you have to do something to try and hold on here, as Rogue will pick up game 3. And that's going to be a 2 breakers between Impact, Zest, and Bly, which are still currently being played out. Bottom right hand side, our blue Terran player is aLive. Up against the red Zerg in the top left. Of course, he is Rogue. We all know that. We all know who he is. A real powerhouse in the world of StarCraft 2. It's always great to see Rogue. It's always great to see Rogue participating, and he always does so well. And I mean, really, when he broke out in 2017 and made that run to then go through our, to then qualify through to BlizzCon and win that. That was just crazy. You know, he won IEM Shanghai and a couple of other bits and pieces. Absolutely, honestly, just absolutely insane. But support coming in with the Twitch Prime sub for 30 months as well. Thank you so much for the 30-month resub port. A true legend in the channel. Just give me a moment, guys. Got to sort something out again. Just keeping these tiebreakers moving on. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, a little bit of an update from the tiebreakers in Group C, actually. Bly has beaten Zest 1-0, and he's beaten Impact 1-0. Bly will finish 1st place from Group C, and so the winner of this series will play against Bly in the round of 8. So the winner of this plays against Bly, and then we have Zest and Impact. They're still going to play each other to see who finishes 2nd and 3rd. Both will play in the round of 12. It's just a matter of who they play against. So yeah, exciting times. Go Bly. As we see, these slow zones are having a little bit of fun right now. Poor Opals, if not, just in case they weren't already slow enough. Again, this map is huge. It's kind of crazy how big it is. It's pretty bonkers, actually. It's just got so much size on it. As you see, Rogue able to get that hatchery down, even though aLive was blocking with the SCV and trying to buy time for the Reaper to get there and to figure it out. Reaper getting pushed back by the Queen at the moment. So just having a little bit of fun with that, as we do see the Lings able to nibble their way through these rocks. See the rocks getting taken down, and we do see again the bottom left hand side this hatchery on the way up, so that works out nicely. And the Ling speed coming in at the moment. Selling speed comes up. We're going to be seeing the again, Fed Hatch dropping down. Stimpack about to come up in the main base, and it is that 2-1-1 build order again from aLive. So already setting up in towards the 2-1-1. We saw this in the first game. On such a large map like this, it can work wonders because of the mobility it gives you early in the game if those dropping Marines. So that's it could be very interesting. And you obviously with the Medivacs, you can dodge around the inhibitor zones a little bit more as well. So we'll see how that works out. As again, those inhibitor zones still dropped down. Queen's coming in with the inject onto that natural expansion. And again, a couple of creep jimmers continuing to press forwards at the moment. A lot of discussion in the chat about these inhibitors, slow zones. They're just something that's been tested for the map contest, guys. If they worked really well, I'm sure we might see them in the ladder. I wouldn't say they've worked really well so far. They've definitely been interesting. I wouldn't say they've had, really honestly, massive impacts on the game at all so far. So, yeah. It's been interesting, I would say. It's been an interesting experience, but I don't think they've done well enough to be like, oh my god, they're going on the ladder. But I don't feel like we've seen maybe the end of them. I like it anyways, trying out some new ideas on the maps. This is the exact sort of time to try them out, right? In the map contests and the tournaments that we have with these, it's a good chance to get people to play on them, rather than just being like, you know what, guys, we've made a map with these inhibitor zones, and it's on the ladder now. Good luck. And if it's terrible, well, it's terrible. And, have fun. So, at least it isn't that. As you see the Reaper picking off that Ling up on the top side, as the two Medivacs coming through the bottom. Will fly past this watchtower, though, so will be seen. Drop down, picking that Zergling off. So Zergling gets taken down here. A few more Marines continuing to unload. We're just going to be seeing that creep spread pushing out through on the left-hand side. There's a little bit of creep pushing around here as well. There's the Marines coming forwards. Just going to be seeing a scan to get rid of a few more creep tumors also. Roaches and Queens pressing forwards. And those Marines do have to pull back. Rogue pulling over to the right-hand side. And yeah, pretty passive. Like, even these Medivacs don't find a way to do much at the moment, so they're still just hunting around on the map, seeing what's going on, seeing what's happening. +1 attack and combat shields currently on the way out here as well. So getting those upgrades continuing through as the Lings coming in will be able to pick off the Reaper. So Reaper going down. Now the Medivacs have found their way into the main base, and I think Rogue just saw that with one Zergling. Continue to build these roaches. Roach speed on the way. That Queen doesn't quite go down. Oh, aLive forgot to pick up the Marines there for a moment. Needs to make sure he does that. Doesn't want to be losing those if he doesn't have to, of course. As that Zergling continues to run down towards the lower right side as well. Just sat outside of these inhibitor zones for the moment. This Marine's just going to drop down and again pick off that Zergling. Again, Rogue's defending this without really taking any damage, so he is up on like a 20 worker lead. His position's pretty insane. Third CC just now drops in from aLive, and I feel like if aLive doesn't do something with this larger follow-up push, he really is in some trouble, right? But, he still does have that push to come, and if he can find a way to utilize those units, brilliant. I think he can actually still win this game. If he does no damage in the next minute or two, Rogue has been up for by 20 workers for a little while now. And that's going to be, at least another minute until this third CC is mining. At least, because he has to lift it up, land it, morph it into an orbital, all of those things, right? So, it's kind of a while until aLive is really good to build up his own economy further. And Rogue is just already sat on such a huge eco. Look at that. 1,200 minerals per minute at the moment is the advantage here. aLive has only just started building up extra SCV so you can saturate that third base as soon as it's ready. What's up, Tree Zelda? Thank you so much, my man, for the host as well. How you guys doing? Welcome. You joined us for our first best of 5 of the day. We've got loads of matches coming up for you guys. So it should be a good day of StarCraft 2. See a couple of corrosive bars landing, not connected on anything, as Bio and Tanks will, at the moment, continue to press on forwards. Just getting sieged up here. So Tanks getting sieged. Going to see already a Ravager getting picked off. Tank on the bottom side gets a big shot off onto a set of his roaches. Another couple of corrosive bars dropping into play. Scans down again as more of this creep being cleaned out too. Which the Ravagers of Rogue still trying to press forwards here. aLive is just holding off though, and again, the ramp obviously a good position to hold because it's difficult for Rogue to justify pushing up there, especially into the splash damage of the siege tanks. This Link does see the next two medevacs coming across through the center though, so again, now kind of figuring out what's going on here. Rogue on 67 drones has not started 2-2 upgrades, has not gone into any sort of a follow-up. That does concern me a little bit as to, is he just going to go for this big kind of all-in? Is that the plan? Like, he's just going to push across the map with Rogue Ravager, as we see a lot more roaches continuing in production. I kind of believe that we do, as we see those units continue to press forwards. And the siege tank on the high ground going to get picked off as well. And Rogue is going to continue down to the bottom right. A Zerglin here from Rogue going to be nibbling against this third base. So picking his way through this as the 2-2 upgrades the attack and the armor. Continuing in at the moment. Extra racks starting up in the main base. Let's see again the bio. Unloading, loading back up. I mean, where do you go? You just lost your army. Rogue is maxed out. And I mean, these Rogue Ravager attacks from Rogue look absolutely devastating. aLive just does not have a way to deal with these. And it looks like this is going to be the ending of our first series of the day, as Rogue looking to advance through 3-1 over aLive. Pressing forward, it's going to be CMG call. Rogue does take it.